Hey everybody, it's Rangers103 here today with another replay cast. Finally, it looks like I've been slacking quite a bit. It's now finally winter break for me, so got a week to be mucking about, I guess. Maybe I'll do a little bit more Warship streams, some more Subnautica. Speaking of which, it's one of the games I've been probably going a bit too ham on, Subnautica. Regardless, here we have Fog Cruiser Pensacola playing, well, I guess fittingly so, a Pensacola, a ship that nowadays actually honestly isn't too bad. 10.9 kilometer concealment, it's got decent enough AA against equal tiers. I mean, I wouldn't count on the anti-aircraft against higher tiers. Your dual purpose is crap, and you all really just have the heavy auto. And the heavy auto cannon isn't that good the moment enemy planes, fly out. So, I wouldn't count it. Anyways, the replay may appear a little bit buggy. I'm not sure about the client versions. I haven't played for a while, so I'm basically just patched it and put this this replay in. So, yeah. Anyways, what's up with the Pensacola? Well, it used to have 15.8 kilometer surface detectability range. Back when captain skills are quite, you'd have 15-point captains to get concealment expertise as tier 5. Kind of glad that's not a thing now. I mean, it makes getting a 10-point captain for your first top tier skill much more accessible for newer players, which honestly I think that's a very good change. Anyways, Pensacola nowadays, well, what is it about? You still have reasonably strong AP across. Well, I guess you still have pretty strong AP. It's US AP, so you get the better. You auto deflect at like 7.5 more degrees steeper. But you don't actually get normalization bonus anymore, so it's just the auto deflect angles. I mean, it can be useful against destroyers, especially because if you can't lol pen them, which won't. So if they're a little bit more angled, you can still get the shells to attempt penetration instead of just automatically deflecting. And at the higher tiers against stuff like Carbas and whatnot, if you're at a Des Moines and the Carba rushes you, for example, you can just load the AP when he's starting to broadside. You can smack him for like 10-15k plus. Salvos, if you hit everything for full pens. I've actually gotten devastating strikes like that. Regardless, having a look at the team list, most of the stuff seems to be deploying towards the delta side of the map, no, eastern side we can just say. I mean, I tend to go by the flags, but regardless, the point is, our battleships really aren't making much progress. In fact, they still pretty much seem AFK, which is not, how can we put it? Reassuring, it definitely isn't. So, we're pretty much setting up. We need to be careful using the island series here, because that's in front of us, because it's actually not that good. You can kind of hide over that, but like, if we look at it from a free camp point of view until something actually gets in a position where we can engage it, like, you can see, if you parked over here, if you open fire with that plane, and there you go, we're now actually Atlanta radar, which means we could actually launch our plane, we might spot it, because, radar's not that good. We're actually spotted surface now, but the point is, well, until something starts happening, the area which you can cover yourself with this island isn't really that big. So yeah, you really have to be careful of that. Regardless, we're now in a bit of an awkward position. Minsk shows up. He's not really that close to the spotting range, but we're loading into AP. This Atlanta's never going to poke the corner. I don't think he's that stupid. Oh, and I hate reclass battleships. Anyways, back to play camp. Looks like he might actually be coming around. We did actually lose our plane pretty early, but the Minsk opened fires. If he doesn't set us on fire, really. If we had mashed the R button, we could actually have gone invisible again, and he wouldn't be able to continue shooting us. But now we're going to bleed a little bit of health. The Atlanta's even poking the corner, so we might actually be in a bit of an intriguing situation. Only our red towers can engage around the corner, and we definitely, against an angled Atlanta like that, we can punish him for a, honestly, really, really stupid move. But now that we've opened fire, and we need to stop reversing if we actually are to get the forward guns to engage him, but looks like the Minsk has found herself a different target to engage, the Katyamata, which is a Sparta lock for us, so we're just continuing to reverse. Although we have bled almost half of our health without actually having been able to achieve anything at all. Which is shitty, in all fairness. Especially considering that their QE is also advancing towards us. So, honestly, we haven't had a good start. However, this, if we stop typing, we should be able to punish the Atlanta. And this is the thing about US AP, it's a bit aimed on his belt, so it's not going to do anything. But if we'd aim towards his sternum, we could actually potentially wipe them right there by getting some high pen shells into his side. But we need to start considering a rapid advance in the opposite direction, because we're currently being pushed down. Swapping into HE for the QE, I'm not sure that really is. I mean, it's not bad, but the 25mm arm with the QE on the upper areas. Doesn't mean that we can punish this guy with some very good AP salvos, but we're opening fire with HE, and definitely not a bad choice. We can do a lot of damage to that as well, but he's slowed down a little bit, so we're not going to pick up too much, and there you go, 1.8k. But now definitely would be a time to advance a little bit of distance against this, or at least keep ourselves safe, but well, we're not really going to be able to properly shoot anything if we can't actually see it, and our KGV, I mean, there, obviously, is not really doing much. But our plane's back online, so we could use that to try to keep an island between us. QE actually tries to shoot us blind instead of waiting for us to reappear while moving, so a bit lucky for us that he dumped his shells into nothingness. But he's shooting AP, which is dangerous for us, because if we angle, he's just going to hit us in the stun end with a lull pen and basically wipe us out. But our Mars has finally woken up. Atlanta looks like he's decided he wants to do something. Yeah, the Atlantis decided he wants to use the island to open fire on us. I mean, I probably would have used the damage control body for these fires, because let's be honest, we're just going to continue bleeding, and there you go. Using the damage control for the fire, he's going to continue shooting HE at the QE angle like this. AP could pressure him into the late game a lot better than AP. AP could pressure him into the late game a lot better than HE. Granted, HE is still going to get us some pretty solid damage. But now we're pretty much just hoping that the Mars is going to be able to deal some damage to him, and if he's going to angle in like this, well, angle away like that, then it's kind of nice for us, and he is taking AP from the KGV, actually, which isn't too bad. But then and again, if he's taking taking HE from the KGV, he's going to be on fire, and, you know, he can coordinate better, he can work better with us together by spamming HE at the guy, and it's still going to be, you know, to good effect. Anyways, we pop a fire on him, picking up 30k damage now, so, you know, we're really not picking this game up at this moment. But hey, the QE seems like he's kind of heading away, and the team's honestly been off to a very, very awkward and slow start. I mean, let's see, he didn't take a torpedo, but, like, look at this guy. This guy's finally woken up and decided to go nowhere. The team over here, despite having everything there, look like they're getting screwed over, and these guys have now decided they're going to advance down the middle, because I don't know why. Reasons. Regardless, if we can kill the QE, we can easily take a fight with the Atlanta and the Omaha. We're going to bleed health in the process, but it'll at least be able to secure one of the flanks for us. That means now having headed back to defend, so it should be pretty safe for us just to pick up or at least spam down the QE for whatever it's worth, and try to get rid of this flank and then pull back towards, you know, the back, or to, you know, deal with the enemy that's going to be pulling back to defend their flank. Now, the QE isn't that fast of a ship. It's a 20-odd knot ship, so we are overleading a little bit, and I don't even think he's going engines ahead flank. Yeah, it's really hard for me to tell with this kind of camera angle and the attraction to target turned on. I find it difficult to track. Regardless, QE's found an interest in us. Jeez, I can't really talk now. But the Minsk gets torpedoed by the Emerald, and we've now found an enemy AFK Mahan, which is quite a bit of a spot of luck for us. So it seems like half of our team was AFK, half of their team was AFK as well. So that's actually quite nice for us. Regardless, QE's now decided he wants to go, so Russ opening fire that is going to get us spotted, likely, by either the Atlanta or the Omaha, which are still around us, because, you know, and there you go, Omaha shows up, opening fire on us. I would probably just hold fire now, load AP, there you go. Go conceal, and then black the Omaha away. QE, we just track on the side of our screen, is deciding he wants to open fire on something else. So at this point, there's no reason whatsoever not to go, hey, look, I have AP, mouse 1. Have fun. Definitely the right choice of ammo and the right choice to swap there against him. And there you go. Only one Citadel, which is a bit unfortunate. And we should probably consider trying to get ourselves behind exactly that island, so we don't get spotted by the QE. And at this point, we can actually stop our ship. That's not going to do anything. He's not there anymore. He's probably reversed himself further back. If we hit anything, it'd be quite lucky and it'd be quite nice, but I don't think so. There you go, shooting way over the target anyways. But at this point, our guys that are pushing to the enemy base have all gotten themselves killed. And the reason I said to it would be a good idea to stop behind this is because we can use this tiny little island here to plate the QE while our Mars is doing the spotting. There you go, let's just get the camera fixed. Anyways, it looks like the Omaha is our current priority for deleting, and that is, in my opinion, a good choice. We don't have the health to fight the QE on any reasonable term whatsoever, and it really is up to our... Well, I mean, at least it's a bit of health, and hopefully he can actually decide to open fire on the QE right now, because he can easily win a trade against that. And by absorbing the attention of the QE, the KGV will actually be able to achieve, something useful for once in his life. Our plane spots the Armaha, so he's probably gonna, there you go, launch his plane to counter us, because he'll obviously spot our plane, and that's kind of bad for us, because that plane is gonna spot us, so the moment it gets in range, and we're using the double M trick to see what's up, but the moment that plane gets in range, massive T button for your stats, and it doesn't look like we have any AA upgrades whatsoever. Do we? I want to find out. Because I haven't heard our AA guns engage that. I'm guessing we could be using accuracy with no AFT, which is a bit unfortunate, because we could have killed that plane with a defensive early on, if we got lucky. Regardless, he's shooting AP at the mast, so that's not a big threat to the mast at all. As long as he can stay angled. I'm not sure if the mast is actually in hydro range of the guy right now, but our plane is able to spot that, and he did fire, so our plane will be able to keep that spotted. And we're still a reasonable range away from the QE, who is, actually doesn't seem that bad of a player, because he's decided to open fire with HE back in the KGV instead of shooting AP at that. I mean, but, 15-inch guns, he will lull pen the QE, but, in all fairness, you never really know. So, regardless, we need to press the T for stats right about now, and there you go, we press T for stats to try to wipe the plane out. I mean, with our defensive up, with a click on it, we're still pushing out enough DPS to be able to eliminate that, and it looks like he's actually kind of trying to reverse? I mean, you're never going to be able to get torpedoes off on us, mate. And we're just going to sail around the corner, and don't mash everything at the same time, because half your guns are going to go into the island, and there you go, half the guns go into the island. We now get set on fire. We can't damage control party this until we actually eliminate him, because we are going to be facing torpedoes, and we can actually... Oh, never mind. If we take a torpedo now, we're buggered, so we might as well mash the R button and hope, we can get to the island and stop him, his torpedoes actually being able to do anything. QE has found an interest in us again. He's shooting HE. If he clips us with 2 hits and sets us on fire, we're going down. But so we're going to take the island over the shells, and it seems to pay off because we don't actually get the hit. And I don't think we're actually going to get stuck on the island either, so that's quite a nice spot of luck. But I would have staggered my shells there and angled the ship towards the Armaha by pushing around, because he could have wiped us with AP as well. So, yeah, I noticed that Armaha didn't make too bad of a play. He kind of camped up here when, the QE... Granted, the QE didn't really want to push that and us, so in all fairness, the Armaha should have just tried to tail it. He could have maybe fought us because we were so low on HP. He could have actually fought and killed us because, we don't really have much for armor either. Regardless, full HP buy-in, so it's going to be a little bit troublesome in that sense. If we swap back to HE for the QE, we can actually shoot the QE right now. The Mahan is at our range, and the buy-in's behind the island. If we shoot now, we're going to get ourselves spotted. We don't have an opportunity to invis shoot anymore. KGV wants to say broadside, leave him be. He'll at least suck some attention and we can open fire, and hopefully without them suddenly deciding that, oh dear, it's a low HP Pensacola, let's shoot at that, and never mind, they're going to shoot at us. So that's a bit shitty, but if we can kill this QE fast enough, and our guns are up again, if we can kill this QE fast enough, we're going to stop getting spotted by that. And that's the thing, taking risks with island positioning and incoming AP from the buy-in, we don't have much health, we can take, but we can take full pen and a overpen, and I think still barely be alive, but he misses, so that's a spot of luck for us, and QE is getting shot up by the KGV now, so hopefully he's going to find himself going down, and there you go, KGV knocks him out, but we were out of our own main battery firing range, so we weren't actually spotted. Anyways, team-wise, we're not really doing too well overall. We have a KGV to care, and they stay for Colorado and a buy, and their Atlanta finally gets burnt down, which is actually very good. But now we kind of need the Mars to get some torpedo damage in, unless the KGV is actually able to burn down the buy-in, but the buy-in again, 38cm cannon, he shoots AP, he can do some serious damage to the KGV. And pressure him into the late game. Regardless, Colorado pushing up, Whiskey Vita should easily be able to handle that, and at this point, if we kill the buy-in, and we've got destroyers, they don't, their Mahan probably still AFK, this game should be a reasonably simple win. The question really is, how much damage can we actually pick up? If the Mars decided to smoke us, that would have been incredibly useful, but, I mean, what's this Mars going to do with his smoke screen? I mean, even he can blink. So right now, KGV is still shooting, and we don't really have an opportunity to shoot right now. But if the Bayern opens fire, we can shoot him once, because this health, he won't actually be able to load fast enough. And we decide to shoot now while his guns are turning. A bit of a risk. Launching our plane, not the biggest, not the world's most useful thing in the world. But then again, we paid for it, we might as well, you know. But I mean, with only rear turrets, it's unlikely we're going to get wiped out, and I'm not actually sure what the hell this Bayern's looking at. Mars torpedoes are going to achieve a grand total of wasting ammunition, that's really just it. Would have saved them, would have dumped them, gotten closer and tried to dump him on the last known position of the Mahan. I mean, we know where he is on the map. If the Mars had just pushed towards the Bayern and smoked us, that would have been incredibly useful right now. And the Bayern has now swapped turrets around, and if he shoots at us and kills us, I mean, well, that's the end of the game for us, isn't it? I mean, we've had an okay game. There you go. We actually get a smoke from the Mars, but not the world's best positioning on it. Although the Bayern is currently more interested in trying to run away, despite never being able to conceal himself at this range, instead of actually trying to fight back and, you know, maybe win. And if he pushes in, kills us, and I mean, now he sees the smoke. But there you go. Now the plane is actually useful, and it's gonna swing back around. Remember, float plane fighters only have 11 kilometers acquisition. And now we're slowing down, but without someone to spot the Bayern, you know, our plane is not going to keep him spotted for long. And there you go, we get a fire on him, but it doesn't matter. Our plane's about to leave spotting range. So unless the Mars actually has a line of sight from where he is now on him, he's going to go invis. And German smoke being German smoke, we get one more salve off, and then, well, rip, it's gone. But we've done so much damage to the Bayern, and that's going to miss. He's actually turning to starboard. You can see that on the map. If you had doubled them, you would have recognized that as well. Here you go, you see it's flying nowhere near the actual target. He turned slightly starboard, so we miss. And there you go, double M, we can see where he's going. That's going to slightly underlead a little bit. But he's still on fire, which is quite a spot of luck, and goes invis. We can't actually see what the result of these shells, but some of them hit for some damage, so we're up to 100k right now, which is definitely a very good result for the Pensacola overall, considering we honestly had a very poor start. KGV burns him down, so now it's just a matter of sailing towards the Mahan. We know our spotting range, we know where he last was seen. Colorado's coming back, but we need to kill that Mahan, and we're now spotted by him. The reason we need to kill the Mahan is because the Colorado's the last guy alive. We can kite, like, for example, with this island over there. We can just, you know, sit and wank on the Colorado as this guy or this guy soaks attention. And, I mean, the DD is around, obviously. We got spotted exactly on his AFK marker, so we're not going to spot him. Ooh, he actually woke up. Ooh, now that's actually a bit bad. But that's actually quite nice as well, because he's now no longer spotting us, and, I mean, you know, we might get shot at a bit less. Regardless, turning into the Colorado salvo, hopefully he straddles, and he actually does only pick up one overpen against us. Would have just maintained course. I think we could have completely evaded the salvo, but then and again, it's not always guaranteed. KGV wipes half of his health out with HE because Comrade Bleat, and a little spot of luck for us as well. He decides to put a smoke screen so the Colorado can't even spot us. Now all the mouse really need to do is just go in and unschluss the guy's smoke screen. We should stay behind here and shit on this Colorado's 25mm of armor for lots of free damage. Double fire, instant damage control party, no reason not to spam away at him. Mars is opening fire, probably spotted right now, so he's probably going to find himself under attack. Mars torpedo's heading, I think you would try to torpedo the Mahan, but we're in a reasonable position now with the Mars now deciding to go unschluss the Mahan. I don't think we can shoot that, but the KGV definitely can. I would have dumped a target marker on the Mahan to make sure that the KGV gets the notice to actually shoot at the Mahan. If we reverse now, we can actually shoot our rear turrets onto the Mahan as he reverses. But, I mean, it's not a problem, because we're not going to find ourselves getting spotted, and, ooh dear, that's a bit unfortunate. Our Mars gets himself killed, but we get lucky enough. 4 hits to kill the enemy Mahan, so now it's just a matter of using the smoke screen, using the terrain, and crapping on this Colorado's health for the last remainder of the game, which is now 55 seconds left. Honestly, against the Colorado and the fact that he has to use damage control party, there's no real reason to shoot AP at him at this point, because it's 25mm of armor everywhere, and we don't actually have a necessity to kill him fast. He just fired on someone else, so the fact that we're spotted because, you know, the smoke screen's not fully covering it, and the island positioning really isn't that big of a deal. And now we have 2 fires on him, so we do decide to swap into AP. Honestly, I wouldn't say I don't recommend it, but at this rate I wouldn't say it's super recommendable either. As you can see, 6k damage is definitely not bad. However, HE will still be doing 4.5k plus fire every now and then. We can paste more fires on this guy, we can paste more damage on him to further boost our farmability. And there you go, you can see 4k, which honestly HE would have done the same, if not more, over longer time. But now definitely AP is the right choice because the game is running out of time, and if you really wanted to min-max it, this is how you would have min-maxed it. And there you go, another 3k damage with only our 5 barrels at the front. Because it's not 2x3, it's 2x2 and 2x3. No, it's 1x3 and 1x2. There you go, 5 at the front and 5 at the rear. So we end this game with 150k damage. Definitely a very nice result. Colorado kind enough to feed us at the end there for a little bit of extra damage. 144 shell hits, 1 plane. We needed to get rid of the Armah's float plane. We lost quite a lot of health overall to HE and that's the thing. I mean, if you press R, you're just going to get 5 fires pasted on your ship in return while your damage control's on cooldown because reasons. But hey. 11 fires picked up on our side, 2 kills, a bunch of missions in the process. 7 Citadel hits, we honestly felt a bit cheated of some extra Citadels, but in the end I don't think it would have mattered. In the end I think we still would have gotten the amount of kills and taken the amount of damage we received overall. The only kind of bad push was the one against the Omaha where we dumped a bunch of shells into the island, not really realizing how our own ship's angle in relation to the target is, and how that affects the camera angle, and of course our rear turrets. And we ended up shooting a bunch of them into the island. We could have just held mouse 1 instead of clicking mouse 1, so we would have fired 1 and 2 turrets at him, and held 3 and 4 in case we suddenly got an angle against them, or if the guy was genius he'd have to continue to reverse. But it seemed like he didn't actually have torpedoes, which was a spot of luck. We didn't have to spend effort trying to evade them. Useful, you know. Regardless, having looked at the rest of the scoreboard, if this sight and my mouse can work, 2.1k base XP, which is surprisingly little, although granted we did do a lot of damage against their battleships, and although, you know, Atlanta there is good damage dealing, you know, should be some reasonable XP. High is tier, you know, lower tier. We did some decent damage to the Mahan as well, so it wasn't too bad overall. Oh, it's only these 2 scoreboards, never mind. I would have liked to see the detailed reports for you to see exactly how much we did, but we did like a good chunk against the Colorado, reasonable amounts against the QE, some against like 4 or 5k to the Mahan. Let's see, a little bit of fire to the Bayern as well, so not too bad of a result overall. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this replay cast. Pensacola was not really a ship I enjoyed too much. Me being more of a kiting player kind of exposes the worst part of the armor to the enemies, because they'll just battleships will just loll on your stern and then hit you for a lot of damage, and that's one thing I never really liked. Granted, the Japanese cruisers are vulnerable to the exact same thing throughout the entire line. The U.S. cruisers, the U.S. treaty and pre-treaty cruisers have this issue, like, compounded by the fact that their citadel just seems to be weird, and the armor layout seems to be weird, and that they constantly take citadels like that. At least I felt that they take them a lot more than the Japanese cruisers do. But yes, I really have been slacking with my YouTube content, playing too much Subnautica. I probably should get back to streaming World of Warships as well. I haven't even patched the... well, I patched the client now to watch this replay, but that's about it. So, with winter break up, I might have a bit more time. I may even find myself, or look for time to find myself, effort to make another cinematic replay, or another This Is The video. We shall see. Thank you guys for watching, take care, and I shall catch you guys in the next one.